The Evergreen Media Network Studio, powered by Scott Tree Services.
This is On the Move with McEvoy. And now, here's your host, Carolyn Mac Evoy.
Hello and welcome back from all of us at McEvoy Real Estate Company. Today we want to introduce you to Natalie Jenkins from Carpe Diem Home Inspections, one of the few women in her field. I think she's one of, I don't know, she said about 14% are only women. Natalie, welcome.
Hi, Carol. Thanks for having me. Carolyn, excuse me.
That's all right. You're welcome. So today the title of our show is going to be Why to Inspect Your Home Before You Sell. Natalie, what do you think about that?
I think it's definitely a good idea. It gets the seller ahead of what the potential issues that the buyer's inspector may find. This way, you have a possibility of a shorter closing time. Things are taken care of prior to, so that there's that sense of comfort and reliability when the buyer does come and sees that there's something. I think it encourages the buyer that the seller also has taken the time to make sure that items are taken care of, or, you know, that they take a bit more pride in their home. So that's a good kind of sense.
And I have to say the same thing, and doing real estate, and we see it a lot. We don't want a seller surprised with a problem along the way in a transaction. That becomes a stressful moment. I think it's better to discover it beforehand, and at least, even if they don't want to spend the money to repair it, to have the opportunity to at least know about it before it's discovered by a stranger in their home.
I can't tell you how many inspections I've done where the seller's been on property, and as soon as I go up in the attic, I've never been up there. And well, yeah, it's not. We're not New Jersey. We're
it's part of your house, right?
And I can't tell you, there have been a handful of houses, that 50-year-old houses, that have had insulation improperly installed, loose wires that can potentially cause damages or other things that people don't go in their attic and see every day.
Now tell us, there's a 4-point inspection. Mm-hmm. Tell everybody what that is and what that involves.
Okay, so a 4-point inspection can be done individually or during a home purchase inspection. It's for insurance purposes. It's looking at the 4 main components of your home. You're looking at the roof, the electrical, the plumbing, and the HVAC system. It's a very condensed version of an inspection, because all we're looking at is that those are functional, that there's no leaks, that there's no hazards. That gives the insurance company an idea of what the current standings are of the home.
And for insurance purposes, a lot of times those are forwarded too.
Yes. So any insurance, homes over 20 years old are typically what the insurance company is looking for with those 4 points. Because usually within the 20 years, things are still either original or fairly new. But insurance is crazy in Florida right now. The policies of the different holders are changing daily. It's something that I do keep up with. I'm a part of the Florida Association of Building Inspectors. I am on the board, and we're very involved with the state, with the insurance, with the policies and stuff like that. So
good. So as far as home inspections, there are other places that people inspect. For instance, pools, wells, and septics. How do you handle those when you go out on a job?
So for Carpe Diem inspections, I am certified to inspect the pool. So I do the pool and spa inspection myself. Yep. I actually hold an advanced certification in that. For the septic and well, which I don't get a lot of well requests, but septic, I do contract that out. I'm not licensed or certified for that. So I do schedule out a separate company for that, along with the termite inspections for the WDO. There are some inspectors that are certified. They'll perform those inspections. But if you have a VA loan and you require the proper documentation, then you won't be able to get that without a licensed WDO inspector. Okay. So currently, yes, we contract that out to another company as well.
What do you recommend to people? I mean, what are the biggest ticket items that you think need addressing during a sale that you've seen lately come up?
I think people are going back to the 2022 ways where they're only getting the insurance inspections. And I think that can be detrimental, because when we're going there, yes, we're looking at the roof. And if there's a obvious truss issue, or if the wind mitigation has something that doesn't jive well with the insurance, they're going to have a lot of problems. You know, 4-point and wind mitigations are very small in the scale of looking at an entire home.
And for anybody listening, a wind mitigation is the inspection where they actually see if you're going to survive in a named tropical storm.
So yes, the insurance is looking to see how well the house will withstand hurricane force winds. You know, looking at the uplifts, the roof to wall connections, things like that. That offers as like a discount program towards your premium of your insurance. So wind mitigations are on even new construction, some are requiring them. Anytime you get new roof, anytime you get new windows, always recommend getting a new wind mitigation done, because that will just save you money in the long run.
And a lot of the listeners out there, not a lot, but maybe several, are in manufactured homes. Florida's got a lot of manufactured homes. We do inspections on those as well.
Yes.
What are the hot spots there?
You know, unfortunately, the counties and the structures don't require a lot of permits. So my biggest recommendation is absolutely anytime you're getting a manufactured home purchase, get a home inspection done on it, because even though work hasn't been permitted, we are still knowledgeable to know how the devices are installed, to make sure that it's all, you know, code compliant,
Right.
that it has the proper plumbing and not just the some stuff that you see above level. Looking to see that all of the hurricane straps are in place. I am HUD compliant, so I can provide HUD compliant inspections as well, which goes through an engineer, and that is like a whole other kind of level and stuff. But any purchases anyone's making of any structure, whether you're buying or selling, an inspection is very crucial. And reading the inspection report is extremely important as well. Not just going by what was heard over the phone or in conversation, really reading through it, because I've heard so many stories of people not reading it. They have the grandmother go into the garage. She didn't read that floor level was not.
And I want to tell people listening, if you haven't had a home inspection in a while, I can't believe the changes I've seen in 25 years. Now it's a photo journal of your house. So actually, if you don't read it, sometimes the photos will tell you a lot of what's going on.
Right.
You'll see rust or corrosion. You'll see something missing, gutter off the hinges, something. So I like that you guys incorporate the photos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's always going to be photos and videos, comments on all reports and documentation. I'm always available via email or phone number, you know.
I know you're very responsive, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
Natalie, a little bit of history on you.
Okay.
You come from a construction family, construction background. Whatever made you want to do home inspection?
So our family moved here in 1986 and started Stroh Constructions. My dad actually did a lot of the build outs at both the outlet and the Indian River Mall. Couple of things around the house. I've actually inspected a house that he did a renovation on, which that was really cool.
That is
I remember being at that house. But it was in 2020. My husband was in car sales. I was getting back into the work business, and I've done a lot of different construction revenues. I've worked for a roofing contractor, GC, construction specialist, and I was working for a plumber at the time. Right before we went into the pandemic, I went back into work. Working for a plumber, just didn't work out. I was looking for my husband to become a home inspector, and I came home and I said, well, why can't I do this? And when I saw it was only 14% of women, I said, I have to help add to that number. So
that is amazing.
That's how I convinced my husband to move here so I could start up this business. And I love it. I love shocking people, because even Will's like, you get in the attic, you go on the roof, or no, that was Jesse. Yep, I do, and I love it.
It's all in the details, and you do take care of that. Now, for people listening, how are they going to find you? How can they reach you?
So there's a couple of ways. As you see, I have the teal in my hair. I am the Teal Inspectress on Instagram. That is my handle there.
Very nice.
Thank you. Carpe Diem Inspects.com is definitely, you can check out my website. My web designer is amazing. You'll get a little bit of the backstory of where Carpe Diem came from and all of the services provided, along with all the certifications that I hold, because I do hold a lot of certifications.
Which is important. That schooling's important because it keeps you current.
Right, absolutely.
Things change all the time.
It's very, you can have an inspector that's been in the business for 10, 15 years, and they can have the designations up there, but how current are they? How often have they attended classes? Have they attended any in-person classes? Because Fabi hosts incredible in-person conferences. that you can't get that experience and that education from a screen.
Right.
The fact that you can sit there and talk with other inspectors in the room, that you can ask questions to the professor, I mean, it blows my education experience out the window of being able to attend these and just continue. And right now I'm taking another course right now just to keep myself fresh. So
very exciting.
And building a house, of course, that's going to be.
I know you're building a house.
Helpful.
That's exciting too. So do you give your phone number out to the audience?
Yes, sorry.
Right.
So the phone number is 772-226-0828. And you can also reach me on Facebook at Carpe Diem Inspections, LLC. The email is Carpe Diem Inspections@gmail.com.
Very simple.
Yeah. Just seize the day and you'll always give me a call.
That's right. So probably tell us, I don't know, what is the worst thing you've ever seen in a house and helped somebody with?
It's kind
of a trick question.
I've only inspected 2 houses that I've actually gone out and told the client that it would be in their best interest to continue their search. One was a house in Sebastian. Everything looked nice, and they had some issues in a crawl space, which is not common around, and it's a 2-story house. That the crawl space was beautiful when I first walked in there. Fresh vapor barrier, great sump pump, which we don't have a lot of those here either. But the flooring was still completely saturated. And not only that, but it was also growing a wood fungus. And when the client had told me that she had a son with very sensitive asthma allergies, that was a huge red flag. I didn't let her get under there. I didn't let anybody else get under there. I took the pictures that I had and I presented that. We also came across excessive termite damage and some other issues. So that one, because I do like to get a little bit of information from who's buying the house,
right,
and how they're planning on living in this house to, give them
the information,
suggest other services. Like I do air quality and mold sampling. I don't push that on people. If I see something, I'll make a notation and I'll offer a swab. But if somebody says that they have high allergies, then I offer that service as well.
And the other example you were going to give?
Well, this one was a manufactured home. This was a couple of years ago. Oh, the floor was rotted in. The ceiling was caving in. The appliances were being held up by a gas line. I mean, there was multiple electrical safety hazards. This one basically needed to be taken away and have a new unit put back on.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I've gone to a couple of inspections where we've gotten along and we've come across termite damage, and that's when I stop. Do you want to continue with this? Because if right then and there, I'm a person that if there's termites previously, I don't want it. I just don't. I understand that they can be treated. I understand that it can be rectified, but it's happened. That means something's already been structurally damaged.
Right.
It can be, but I don't want to deal with it. So I give my client that same, hey, do you want to stop here? We'll just do a service charge and let's look for the next one. Or let's put this towards a credit towards a new house, which I'm still holding for that one client with the house. She has a $500 credit for me.
No, it's amazing. And you would think as realtors, that's a bad thing for us. It's a good thing. We want to look like the good guys too. And if we select a home inspector that's ethical and doing the right thing, the buyer's going to say, hey, that realtor did me right. They know that.
I have to say, not you at all. Yeah. There are a lot of realtors out there that will say that there's some realtors that call me the maker and breaker of deals. And I kind of wear that with pride.
Sure, you
and
should.
A little bit of sadness.
Sure.
Because for any realtor to be upset with any inspector who ruined a deal because of finding things, maybe they didn't have the greatest communication about it, but the fact that we're calling things out, we're doing our job to keep the realtor, keep the client, everybody safe in this transaction is just a little disheartening. But that's what we're there for. We're there to find the good things and the bad things.
So on that note, thank you for joining us today, and tell everybody one more time how they can find you.
Thank you very much, Carolyn. I really appreciate being here. You can find me on Facebook, Carpe Diem Inspections, LLC. My website is carpedieminspects.com. I am the Teal Inspectress on Instagram. You can contact me at 772-226-0828 or email me at carpedieminspections@gmail.com.
That's a wrap. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.